Hey romance writers, it is Jenna Harte with Write With Heart, and today we're going to be talking about killing your darlings, how to cut the words you love from your romance novel. One of my favorite pastimes when I'm watching movies is to watch the bonus material that they include on the DVDs. And along with interviews and bloopers, what I really enjoy is seeing the scenes that were cut out from the final version of the film. What you learn is that over weeks and months, movie makers create scenes telling a story, but before the movie actually reaches the big screen, an editor hacks away scenes that, for whatever reason, don't make the cut. And here's the thing, writing a novel isn't that much different. An author is going to take months or years to write their story, but before it reaches the reader, it needs editing, including hacking out perfectly written prose. Now, there's a lot of elements to revision and editing that is hard, but killing your darlings is painful. But like ripping a bandage off in a single quick pull, killing your darlings must be done. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what are darlings, how to find them in your manuscript, and what to do with them. There are many writers that have been credited with the phrase kill your darlings, including Faulkner and author Quiller Couch, who said murder your darlings. But it's Stephen King in his own macabre way who revealed just how difficult the process is in his book called On Writing, in which he said, kill your darlings, even when it breaks your egocentric little scribbler's heart, kill your darlings. But what exactly does this mean? Now you know that during the editing process, you're going to be cutting unnecessary words or replacing them with better choices. But those cuts aren't darlings. Darlings are the beautifully written sentences, scenes, and even entire chapters that show just how wonderful, creative, and clever you are, but must be slashed from your book because they hinder your story. You love these words. Maybe they're the best prose you've ever constructed. So cutting them is like ripping your heart out. So if these words are so good, why do they need to go? Now, if we go back to our film analogy, you know that many DVD bonus features of deleted scenes include the director's reasoning for cutting scenes. The two most common reasons are, 1, the scene slows the movie down, and 2, the scene doesn't move the plot forward. The same is true in novels. Every scene that you write in your romance needs to have a purpose that keeps the action going and moves the plot forward. Unfortunately, this is easier said than done. When you're in love with your words, it's easy to justify keeping them. Okay, so now that you know what your darlings are and why they need to go, how do you go about finding them? As you're going through your manuscript, you need to assess whether the writing is serving a purpose. Does it move the plot forward or develop the character? If not, cut it. Have you already said it? Is it redundant? Yes, sometimes you do need to remind readers of clues or information, but you need to be careful that you're not telling them something they already know and remember. Finally, is the writing purple or wordy? Beautiful writing is all well and good, but it can go over the top, and when it does, it can slow the story down. Often, in an attempt to write beautifully or to seem smart, writers can use way more words than they need to, and they come off sounding like they're trying too hard. And again, that can slow the story down. with the idea that less is more, short and succinct is usually best. So now that we found these darlings, what do we do with them? As difficult as killing your darlings is, it's a necessary part of crafting tight, compelling works of fiction that keep readers in their cozy spots until the book is done. Now, personally, I find it painful to delete forever a well-written piece of work, and I know I'm not alone in this. Now, if you're like me and you find it very difficult to delete great writing, here are a few tips on what to do with your darlings. During your initial edits and revisions, instead of just deleting them, highlight or strike through them. This leaves them in the manuscript for the time being. Maybe you'll discover that they fit better once you've done your revision, or perhaps they can be tweaked to better fit the plot or your character development. But even after all that, eventually you're going to find some that have to go. They have to be taken out of the manuscript. Now, if you find it too difficult to delete the evidence of good prose, you can do what I do, which is to save them in a darlings file. I create a darlings file for each of my book projects. By keeping them, it's possible that you will be able to use them with a few changes in another story. Most likely, they'll live forever in the file, never to be used or read by anyone else but you. But at least the darlings aren't dead. They're living in purgatory. Another option for your darlings is to create a deleted scenes bonus material for your email subscribers or social media followers, or even just put them at the end of the book, just like they do on DVDs. Personally, I love this idea, and I think it would be really fun to discover what other authors or their agents or publishers ended up cutting from a final manuscript. So that is the quick and dirty on darlings and why you need to cut them. I'm curious, how hard is it for you to cut your darlings? Or if you could read the cut darlings from any author or book, who or what would it be? I'd love to hear your responses to both these questions. You can do so in the comments below. Now, if you'd like to read a text version of this post, you can do so by visiting writewithharte.com. That's Harte in my name, HARTE.com. While you're over at Write with Harte, I hope you will check out the free online community for romance authors, where you can set up your own profile, access a growing library of tools and resources. You can start your own blog, you can create and join groups. We have weekly tips and industry news, plus we have a weekly Zoom call for support and camaraderie, and a whole lot more. Plus, we have a shop with really fun merch for romance writers, so I hope you'll check that out as well. Thank you so much for listening on Killing Your Darlings. Until next time, this is Jenna Harte wishing you peace, love, and happily ever after.